Welcome to the playthrough video of this game called Swarajya. This is an entry into the roll and write game design contest organized on indiaboardgames.net. The designer of this game is Suyog Kamath, and this is a two-player game that is played on one player sheet. Each game is expected to last around 10 minutes, and we can talk about what the game requires us to do. Your role to capture powerful forts of the great kingdom Swarajya. You need to capture high value forts before 6 towers are captured, which triggers the end of the game. Now, the components of the game, as I said, you have one player sheet that is common between both the players. You need to have 2 dice, one red and one blue. We do not have a blue colored dice, so we're going to use a brown colored dice instead. And you also get 2 color pencils. It's good to have pens or pencils of different colors because, as I said before, you're using the same player sheet. As you can see on the player sheet, it is divided into grids of red and blue numbers. In between the grids, you have different buildings. There are 5 different types of buildings, namely towers, strongholds, treasury, forts, and castles. Based on the roll of the dice, you pick one of the spots and you mark the building for you. In this game, players take their turn. So in this case, my son will start playing first. He will roll the 2 dice. They show up as red 3 and blue 1. So he's got 2 options. He's gonna go for the fort, which is the red 3 and a blue 1. Next, it's going to be my turn. I'm going to be rolling the dice, and that's red 4 and the blue 4. So if I look at the red line, I move across, and then I stop at the blue 4. That's a tower. The other option is also a tower for me. So do not have much of a choice, but so I'll have to go for the tower. And I circle that in the pencil with my color. This makes it easier for us to remember which colors at the end of the game to score. I'm also going to tick mark 1 tower on the player sheet. That's a good reminder for us, because once both of us accumulate 6 towers, the game ends. This is my son's second roll. It's a red 5 and a blue 1. He's got 2 choices there. Looks like he's going for the treasury. Then it's my turn. My roll is a red 5 and a blue 3. Again, 2 choices, and I think I'll go for a fort now. Son's turn to roll. He rolls up a red 3 and a blue 4. His 2 combinations lead to a tower as well, so he'll pick 1 tower from that choice. And I'll just mark off the second tower to remind us that we've got through 2 towers in the game. My turn to roll very quickly. It's a red 3 and a blue 4. Looks like we've hit another tower. From both sides it's the same tower, so the center of the game, I'll have to choose another tower now. So we've done with 3 towers, 3 more towers, and we are at the end of the game. Son rolls, he rolls a 4, red and a blue 1. Just checking what he can get, and looks like he gets a castle. A castle gives you the most number of points as per the scoring grid in there. He's pretty happy about that. Continue to roll. I've got a red 1 and a blue 3. So I'm going to mark the stronghold that corresponds to 3 and 1. Then we'll move on to my son's turn. and it shows up as a red 5 and a blue 4. He marks the castle. You can remember the castle has the highest points. I'm going to be rolling. It's a red 5 and a blue 6. Looks like I'm going to score a castle this time around. It's my first one as well. That's good for me. My son turns to roll. He gets a red 6 and a blue 3. He's going to mark a treasury. My turn, I get 2 3s. Looks like I'm going to end up with a tower, and then we'll be at 4 towers in the game. Son's turn, he gets a red 1 and a blue 4. Just checking what he can do. He ends up with another treasury then. It's now my turn to roll. I roll a 4 red and a 3 blue. And it looks like those spots have been taken, which means that I can do nothing in this turn. My son rolls. That's a 1 red and a 2 blue. He's checking what he can do at this turn, and it looks like he will end up with a fort. So my roll, it's a 5 red and a 3 blue. Looking at my options now. Gonna go with the treasury, which corresponds to the 5 red and 3 blue. Son rolls a 5 red and 2 blue, and looks like it's another tower. So we are at our 5th tower in this game. One more tower and we'll trigger the end of the game. And that's a 1 and a 1. That corresponds to a tower, and with that we will end the game and move on to the scoring round. So the way the scoring works is it differs per the type of building that you've earned in your turn. Towers score the least points, but stronghold gets more points, treasury gets slightly more, forts a little bit more, and castles the most number of points. So we're gonna start scoring. I get 2 points for towers because I've got 4 towers. My son gets only 2 towers and he scores a 0. Then we move to counting the strongholds. I've got 1 stronghold, so I would get 1 point for that. Son gets 0 because he's not got a single stronghold. Then we move on to treasury. We now count forts, and I have only 1 fort, so I would get 3 points for that, and my son would get 5 points for the 3 forts that he has. And finally we score the castles. My son gets 5 points for 2 castles. I get 4 points for having 1 castle. And then we tally up the scores. Looks like my son wins once again. He gets 13 points and I end up with 12. That brings us to the end of the game Swarajya by Suyog Kamath, an entry into the Roll and Rides game design contest on indiaboardgames.net. Thank you Suyog for submitting this game. I hope you enjoyed watching this video.